Hey everyone, National Signing Day 1 is tomorrow. I'm excited about it. Texas has a lot of great talent coming in both offensively and defensively. I know a lot of people are disappointed there's not more. We can always be disappointed there's not more. But look, guys, we got some great offensive linemen coming in. Hopefully some of them are going to sign tomorrow. I think we've got some solid commits there. Everybody wants to talk about the running back. He's a great player, but I get excited about the big guys, offensive linemen, defensive linemen. We've got some really good-looking prospects there. You got some good skill players, cornerbacks in the secondary. A couple good quarterbacks coming in. Really a lot to be excited about, okay? And honestly, why waste a scholarship on a player that's just going to transfer later or who's not going to work out for you? We got some solid recruits coming in. They're going to help this program, and we're not wasting scholarships. So that's a good thing. I'm not going to get into the names or rate any of these guys. That's not what I'm here to talk about. Today, I want to talk to you about the Texas offense and about why missing out on Graham Harrell is not missing out at all. He wasn't the right man for the job. I've been saying since day one he wasn't the right man for the job, and here's why. He wants to fix the Texas offense. I'm here to tell you, the Texas offense wasn't broken. Never was broken. The play calling was broken, and we need to fix that. So let me prove my point a little bit here. Texas had a success rate of 48.98 in 2019. That's number 17 in the nation. Pretty good. Could get better, but that's pretty good. The rushing success rate was 49.26, number 13 in the nation. And the pass success rate, 45.04, number 30 in the nation. Additionally, and this will be important later, the stuff rate was 14.63%, number 8 in the nation. They were the 8th best team in the nation at avoiding having 0 or negative yards when running the football. So Texas had a standard down success rate of 51.45, which was number 22 in the nation, versus a passing down success rate of 32.76, which was number 26 in the nation. And this is important because what I'm trying to tell you here is when you're in standard downs, when you're in 1st and 10, 2nd and less than 7, 3rd and less than 4, your chances of being successful, no matter what team you are astronomically higher than if you're in 2nd and long, 3rd and long, or 1st and greater than 10. And it shows here. The rankings aren't that much different, but you have a 20-point difference or 20% difference in your measure of success or your likelihood of success when you're in a standard down. Texas didn't stay in standard downs this year, and they didn't stay in standard downs because of the play calling, because they were calling bad pass plays on 1st down and not being successful with them. They've got to fix that. So how are you going to fix that? Well, it ain't bringing in Graham Harrell. He's not going to change the play calling one bit. And I'll tell you why. So the rush rate at Texas was 45.86%, number 99 in the country. They were not running the ball enough, despite the fact that their run game was better than their passing game. I've shown you some statistics on that, but there's a whole lot more statistics I can get into and bore you with that will prove that. They didn't commit to running the football, and that was the problem. The standard down rush rate, 51.77, number 107 in the country. So you're throwing silly passes on 1st down. They're incomplete. Now it's 2nd and 10, and you're in a passing down. You're in 2nd and long when you could have run the ball and got 4 yards. That's basically what this is telling me. The pass down rush rate was actually a little bit better when compared to the rest of the country at 68, but it's still only 32.76%. The results of that? An average 3rd down of 7.22 yards. You want to be 3rd and 4 or less. I want to average 3rd and 5, not 7.22. That was number 78 in the country. Not good. So the problem is not the talent, the scheme, how the players are coached. The problem is situational play calling. I want to point out here that in 4 of the losses, if you take away the LSU game, Texas abandoned the run game after just a couple unsuccessful games or unsuccessful plays very early in the game. The run game was their strength. That was the best part of their offense. And they just abandoned it because they had one or two plays that didn't work out. I don't know whose decision that was or who thought that the run game just wasn't working, how that was communicated to Tom Herman, but it wasn't right. And that's what needs to be fixed. They need to commit to the run. When they did that against Texas Tech most recently, they were successful with it. They started out slow against Texas Tech. I think their run game requires some volume. You've got to run the ball some to get the players in rhythm. That's not all that uncommon. But if you abandon it in the first or early in the second quarter, heck, against Iowa State from the second quarter to the fourth quarter, they didn't give the ball to a running back. They had, I believe it was 4 consecutive 3-and-outs in the third quarter, not one designed run in those 4 consecutive 3-and-outs. Play calling was the issue. Abandoning the run game when it was working was the issue. So now let's talk about Graham Harrell. The reason the hire for Graham Harrell didn't work out is because he is from an air raid system. He wants to run the air raid in his air raid way. It's not going to work at the University of Texas, and it's not going to work right now. The biggest reason why is because Texas has a defense that needs a lot of work, and they're going to have to spend some time on that. Trying to do the air raid system and run practices the way the air raid does is going to interfere with the ability to fix the defensive issues and to teach the defense the fundamentals, the tackling, the assignment football, all of the good basics that they need to get back to, the reason they brought Chris Ash in. With Graham Harrell there, it's going to be a complete distraction from all of that because they're going to be running the air raid system. I'll tell you when Tom Herman's off base. I'm not a fan of his either way. I'm not a supporter. I don't hate the guy. I just am here to analyze him. If he's right, I'll give him credit for being right. If he's wrong, I'll say he's wrong. Right now, he's right. That's not a good idea. Graham Harrell's also, while he says he wants to run the football, he doesn't understand how to effectively run the football and carry a successful game plan. It's something that he's still got to learn. Maybe he's not going to learn it and he's just going to go full out air raid. I could go back several years and the statistics aren't going to tell you anything different. But in 2019, when the running backs carried the ball 25 times or more for University of Southern California, the team was 3-3, averaged 29 points per game, and had a 144.94 QB rating. Now, the run game was actually pretty good, but it detracted from the rhythm of the offense when they ran the ball more. And you'll see when they ran the ball 25 times or less, they were actually 5-1, averaged 37.8 points per game, and had a 175.21 QB rating. Now, I know they had some injuries at quarterback, and you might argue, well, that had something to do with it. Now, these were spread out. The quarterbacks were evenly distributed throughout these games, somewhere at the beginning of the year, somewhere at the end of the year. It didn't really play a factor into that. I did look at that. I'm telling you, while he wants to run the football, he's less successful when he does because it takes away from the rhythm of his air raid offense. He's a brilliant offensive mind. I think he's a very good offensive coordinator. He's going to be a head coach someday. Nothing against Graham Harrell, but Texas doesn't need that right now. That's not the right thing to do for Texas. So I'm going to give a thumbs up to Tom Herman for that. Now let's talk about Major Applewhite. A lot of people might be saying, well, he worked with Tom Herman at Houston. They were pretty successful. They were 13-1 in 2015. The offensive S&P Plus in 2015 was only 39. In 2016, it got worse. It was 81. And it was 77 in 2017 when Major Applewhite was a head coach. And he actually had some success in 2018 in his only time in the top 25 in offensive S&P Plus. I would like to see what would have happened if he would have continued at the University of Houston. I think he was doing some good things there, but I still think we can do better. And we want to look at the rushing offensive S&P Plus because I really think that if Texas is going to be successful, they've got to get back to running the football. And I want to be around 55% run to pass, 55-45. Well, his rushing S&P Plus at Houston was 41 in 2015, 56 in 2016, 43 in 2017, and 20 in 2018. It's not good enough. You want to be top 10, top 15 running the football. He hadn't shown that he can do that consistently, at least not in his time at Houston. Really, I don't think the right man for the job at this time for Texas either. But there are options out there. Let's talk about a couple of them. My top pick for offensive coordinator, if I was Tom Herman right now, the guy that I'm going to go try and get is Kevin Johns, offensive coordinator of the University of Memphis. He worked in the Texas Tech air raid system. He understands the air raid concepts. I think one thing that Tom Herman really liked about Graham Harrell was that he kind of envisioned this Lincoln Riley-esque air raid power spread mix. Don't tell me Riley's an air raid guy. He doesn't run the air raid. I've never seen an air raid team go 21 or 12 personnel 30, 40 plays a game. He doesn't do it. That's what Riley's doing. He's running a power spread with some air raid passing concepts mixed in. He's not running the air raid with some power spread concepts mixed in. So to say he's an air raid guy, he may have come from that system, but that's a complete misconception. If that's what Tom Herman envisions, Kevin Johns is the guy. You look at his ability to run the football. He had a 55.6 rush percentage in 2019. His team averaged 5 yards per rush. Overall offensive S&P plus 39.3, number 13 in the country at the University of Memphis. Very good. He has a long track record of being a successful offensive coordinator in multiple places throughout his career. He would be a good hire. If Kevin Johns isn't interested, another guy just up the road at SMU is Rhett Lashley, another guy. He's got 9 years of offensive coordinator experience, 7 years outside of SMU, and then 2 years at SMU. Been very successful at SMU. He worked with Herb Hand at Auburn. He left on his own accord because he wanted to try some different things. Can't blame a guy for that. He has run the football in the past. He ran it a little bit less than I would like last year. It was 51.6%, still way better than Texas. 4.5 yards per rush, can't argue with that. That's a pretty good number. Texas averaged 4.7, which is a little bit better, but we'll take it. And 35.0 SP plus, number 27 in the country. Not bad. And I really think if you bring in the talent and all of the resources he has to work with in Austin, you'll see even more success for him there. So anyway, don't be bummed out about we didn't get the recruit that you wanted, or this guy flipped, or whatever. If he's flipping now, he's probably not going to stay on campus for 4 years anyway. That's just the bottom line. It's better to let him go now than to waste time trying to develop a player that's not going to help our team in the long term. We've got some good, solid recruits coming in. Get excited about that. And be excited that we have the opportunity to hire the right offensive coordinator for a job, not the hottest name in the industry. Once again, Graham Harrell, brilliant offensive mind, good coach, going to be a great head coach someday, but he's not the right man for this job, not right now. There are better options out there. Thanks for listening, and hook 'em horns.